Hello everyone, and welcome to the tutorial for how to get started on Squarous as an investor. In this tutorial, we're going to basically cover how Squarous works, the different tools that Squarous has, and a couple of other things. So this is our main homepage, and at the top of it, you'll see our menu bar with links to our homepage, our About Us page, our investment search page, our attorneys page, our Investor Insights blog, and the My Account menu, which we will get to in a second. Right underneath the menu bar, down here in the middle of the picture, is our quick search bar, which you can use to quickly search for properties on Squarous with keywords, a location detail, or other general items. Underneath that, down here is our popular property section, and this is basically a list of properties that is generated by an algorithm that looks at how popular the properties are based on views and user engagement, and a couple of other factors. Down here underneath that is our quick guide section, where we have quick single-page guides for investors, and over here is our quick guide for sellers, which is the same thing. They're both quick single-page guides to help you get started if you are a beginner. Underneath the quick guides down here is another informational section. Over here at the right is a simple infographic that breaks down how Squarous works. And over here at the left is more information that talks about how Squarous is connected, safe, transparent, how we have a lot of information, and how we're free. And the infographic continues on the right. Down here is our featured property section. And like the popular property section, it's generated by an algorithm to basically show you what properties are popular on the site at the time. Down here, underneath that, is our Investor Insights section. And this is a very, very important resource because here is where we publish information about Squarous, how the site works, any changes, if there are any good investments, how to use Squarous as an investor or a seller. Pretty much any bit of information that you could ever want about Squarous you can find here in this section. To open up any article, just simply move your mouse over one of the pictures. You'll see a link highlight, and you can click it to open up the article. And you could also find the full blog from our menu bar at the top under Connect. It'll say Investor Insights. Click that. It'll take you to the full blog where you can see all of our posts. Down here in the footer, we have another informational menu with links to our About Us page, more guides, our terms and conditions if you're curious about that, our privacy policy, the FAQ, and our contact page. And over here at the right is the sign up for our Investor Insights newsletter, where we will email you everything that we publish in our Investor Insights blog. And underneath that, these are links to our social media pages. So let's scroll back up to the top of the page and get started on how to make an account on Squarous. So at the top of the page here, we're going to go to the My Account menu. So this is the My Account menu, and as you can see from opening it, that all of the different site tools and options that we have here are locked because we're not signed in. We can't use them. Now, if we have a login, or if you have a login, you can click here to sign in, but we don't have one, so we're going to create an account, which we can do here, or on the top right of the page, there's also options to log in and sign up. They're the same options. But for us right now, we're just going to create an account because we don't have one. So when you click Create Account, it'll take you to this page, and it'll ask you to fill out this information. So I'm going to fill it out. I'm going to pick a name. Just for the sake of this demo, I'm going to call myself Investor Person. And then it'll ask you for your username. I'm going to choose Investor Person. Actually, I'll make it one word. Investor Person 01. Pick any password you want. I'm just going to type something in randomly. Confirm that password. And then type in your email address. I'm going to use this one. And then confirm it on the next line underneath it. And then when you're done, click the blue register button at the bottom left to register. And then once you register, it'll take you to this page, and this message will appear saying that your account has been created and an activation link has been sent to your email address, which is very important. You need to click that link in your email in order to activate your account. This is how we protect Squarous from bots and other types of spam. So I'm going to go over to my email, and you'll see an email from Squarous. It'll say account details for Investor Person at Squarous. For you, it'll say your name. So I'm going to click the email to open it. And then it'll say, hello, investor person. Thank you for registering at Squarous. Your account is created and must be activated before you can use it. To activate the account, select the following link or copy paste it into your browser. So for you, it'll say your name. For me, it says investor person, and I'm going to click the special link so I can activate my account. So when you click it, it'll take you back to the login page where you can log in with the username and password that you signed up with. So I'm going to type in my username, which is investorperson01, and my password that I chose. You can check Remember Me. I'm not going to for the purposes of this demo. And then when you're done, click Login. So once you log in, it'll take you to this page. It'll say, thank you for logging into Squarous. You can now use your account functions in the My Account tab, and then it'll redirect you back to the home page after 10 seconds. So now we're totally logged into Squarous, and as you can see, at the top right of the page, where it used to say sign in and sign up has now been changed to log out. Also, in the My Account menu, all of the different options and site tools are now totally open and free for us to use. And we'll get back to these in a second. But for now, let's go over to the Investment Search tab, and you'll see that there's two options under it. There's a button for Locator Search, and underneath that is All Investments. So let's click Locator Search for now. And when we do that, it'll take us to this page where you can search for properties by a map. So you can look for properties based on the address. You can determine how far you want to look out from those properties in miles, different categories and other options, and the search button. Underneath Locator Search is All Investments, and when we click that, it'll basically generate a list of every single property that's currently on Squarous now. So it's just everything that we have is now on this page that you can use to search through quickly. We'll get back to that in a second. But for now, let's go to the main investment search page, which we can get to by clicking on the investment search button from the main menu. So this is the main investment search page, and here you can search for properties by category, by keyword, like let's say, for example, big yard. That's a good keyword that you can use. You can also search for featured properties. Underneath that is our price range slider that you can use to adjust the total value of properties that you're looking at. Over here is our location search bar, which you can use to type in any location that you're looking for. Let's just say, for example, the town of Loch Sheldrick, New York. This is just a town in upstate New York. You can also filter things down by state. Loch Sheldrick's in New York, so let's pick New York. And you can also pick the city underneath that. Loch Sheldrick is going to be on this list, but we already typed it in, so we don't need to go any further. Underneath that is the ordering section, where you can use to change the order of the search. Over here is the bathroom section, where you can look at how many bathrooms a property has. Same thing for bedrooms, how many floors a property has, how many rooms. Underneath that is the square feet. You can choose how little you want a property to be or how big. Same thing for the lot size. And if you're a seasoned investor already, we have more options over here that you can use to filter down properties based on their financial information, like expected annual return on investment, cost per share, any fees that you want to pay or avoid. Basically, this whole page is geared towards narrowing down your searches. And when you're done filling all of this out, to save everything so you don't have to do it again in the future, this button over here, you can use it to save it into your search list. So this is the button. It's called Save Into Search List. And when you click it, it'll take all this information and save it to this list here under My Account. So when you log in again, you can quickly find that search in your saved searches and resume looking for properties. So that's pretty much it for the main property search page. So let's go up to All Investments, and we'll click that. And like I said before, this is a list of every single property that Squarous has on it right now. So let's scroll down to any property. This is a good one. Okay, so next to every property in All Investments and also in the search results from the main page, there will be a brief description about it and 3 quick bullet points that detail important financial information that you can use to make your searching easier from this page. To open up any property, click the picture or click its title to open it. I'm going to click the picture. And when we do that, that'll open up the main property listing page. So every property listing page is going to look like this, but the information and the properties in them is obviously going to be different. We have a picture gallery here that we can use to scroll through to look at the pictures of the house, of the title of the property here, a longer description of the property underneath that. And up here at the top is more detailed, quick information about the property, like the square footage, the total lot size, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how many rooms total, how many floors, the category it's in, tags, and then underneath that is the add to favorites and add to compare list buttons that you can use to add the property to your favorites or compare list. Add to favorites is basically a way to quickly bookmark a property to find later, and add to compare list you can use to add multiple properties to that list, so you can see all of their information, like some of the stuff that's up here, compared next to each other, side by side, so it's easier for you to make a decision. Down here is the property information section that goes into more detail about the property. We have detailed financial information, what offer type it is, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the only thing that you're really going to want to focus on is the expected annual return on investment, the number of shares available, the cost per share, and the estimated rental income per share per month, which is how much the property will pay out to you per how many shares you own. So for this property, every share will pay out $110 per month. And there's 40 shares. So if you buy all of them, you'll get 40 times 110 per month. Down here is our location search tool, which you can use to get a feel for the area that the property is in and search for things like schools, railway stations, universities, pretty much anything that would give an indicator of the area that the property is in that would affect its value. And down here, we have our larger picture gallery that you can use to click to open any photo that you see. And you can click left or right to see all of the photos to get a good visual feel for what the property is. I'm going to click through a couple of them. And this is probably good. I'm going to close it here for the sake of the demo. And over to the right of the gallery is the comment section that you can use to post reviews of the property or the seller of the property, and also read anything that anyone has posted about the property or the seller of the property. Scrolling up to the right of that is our sharing tab, where you can email this property to anyone that you want if they're interested in it, or if you think that they might be interested in it. And right above that is buttons to share the property on Facebook and Twitter. Over here, to the right of everything, is the Contact the Property section. This is very important because you will use this to contact the property owner when you're ready to invest in the property. Everything's already filled out. There's a whole bunch of pre-made templates to make contacting the property owner as easy as possible for you, but you can also select different options to ask more questions about information, recent sales, anything you want. And you can also write a custom message if you would like to. When you're done filling this out, enter this security code. This is how we protect Squarous from bots and spam. Click to make sure that you've agreed to the terms and conditions, and then click the contact button here to contact the property owner. Once you send the email to the property owner, they will reply to you to begin the transaction. We will also be notified of the transaction so we can monitor it on our end. It is also important to remember that after you are connected with the property owner and have completed a transaction, any further interaction with the property owner is your responsibility. Squarous is not responsible for anything regarding the property owner or you as a buyer once a transaction is complete. You may negatively review the seller on Squarous if you experience issues in the future, but Squarous cannot intervene directly on your behalf. We only connect you to investments. All transactions will be finished off the platform between you, the attorney, and the property owner. For your protection, no money is actually transacted on Squarous. We only connect you to investments so you can safely and securely purchase them offline. This concludes the tutorial. Do not hesitate to contact us if you have any other questions, and feel free to download or view our helpful guides from